like life, people are waves too. They come and they go. My aunt passed away of cancer when she was young, right? Completely out of left field, unexpected. And it taught me that nothing is guaranteed, including people. So when you are with that person or with people that are closest to you in your life, know too that their wave expires and you don't know when that is. So in that moment, pump the wave and take it for everything it's worth because it's not guaranteed.
And enjoy the hell out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It is another episode of the Budo Brothers podcast. You got Eric.
And Kyle.
I want to continue to ride this wave.
What wave are you talking about?
The wave that we're on that is just the wind in our sail that's carrying us forward. I feel like we have good momentum.
Yes.
But I also know, like all waves, they don't last forever.
Truth.
They don't.
The truth. You end up on the shore.
And when you're in the tube, you're surfing and you've caught an amazing wave, you better know how to pump that.
Right. On some real talk, I really saw that with how life progresses and your savings. I've been focusing a lot on observing.
Okay.
Right? On observing people. And one of the biggest mistakes I see with people when it comes to saving, investing, all of these different things is that you're young, you don't really make any money, right? And then you get into your earning years and then you have your retirement. And my grandpa's getting older, so this is kind of what's bringing consciousness to this area.
Yeah.
And when you're in your prime earning years, 40s, 50s, 60s, where it can vary depending on your industry, your role, whatever. Some people even earn in the 70s, 80s.
And some savage, young 20-year-old savages
out there. Some
people
just don't stop earning. They're still earning in the grave, like Disney.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But for a majority of people, there is a moment in time where you are at the pinnacle. You're at the pinnacle of your career, your brain energy, your health. Everything has reached this peak, right? And some people make assumptions about the rest of their life from that moment in time.
Oh, yeah.
So they get to this and then they over leverage. They over leverage on their house. They over leverage on their relationships. They over leverage on all of these things, thinking that they can handle this bandwidth. Mm-hmm. Then all of a sudden their health trickles down. Their life starts to slow. Their goals change, and it can leave them in a hard spot.
The tide goes out,
right? So not planning for the tide to go out is a very dangerous thing. Knowing that life goes in circles, life is a wave, is a very important thing. And it's kind of like bail while the sun shines.
Make hay while the sun shines.
Make hay while the sun shines is a very similar way of looking at it.
That's a fundamental principle of farming.
Yes. And the reason is because the sun doesn't shine forever.
And good crops and bad crops. And when you have a bumper crop, you take and you save the difference. Oh, wow, put that in storage. That's creating reserves. That's putting extra reserves in your tank when times are good. And that's not easy to do, because when times are good, we get used to good times. And we think times are going to continue to go on forever.
Mm-hmm. And Eric and I were spitballing back and forth. We came up with a good quote around the ocean, because you see that there's a wave pattern in a lot of what you do. And also in the Japanese culture, that the ocean is what they built their life around. It's what brought them abundance. It's what it was very instrumental in their survival. Mm-hmm. So just like the ocean, life can be unpredictable. But if you try to fight against the waves, you'll only be dragged under. Instead, learn to flow with life's challenges, and you'll have a much smoother ride.
That's it.
And the importance of flow and adaptability.
Yes.
I don't like to toot our own horn, but I would have to say that adaptability is one of our strong suits.
We've been working on it.
And organization and structure? No. Chaos and adapting to it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, that's the side we'll hang out on.
Put me in, coach.
What is it that allows you to be adaptable and flow with the waves and the currents?
Accepting circumstance is a huge thing. Accepting things for what they are. It is as it is. Understanding the things I can control and what I cannot. Trying to make the best of situations as things may not go to plan. The only thing I can do is change course. Go around the obstacle. And just like water, you can go through it as well. But that takes a long time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I just also secretly enjoy the unknown and the excitement of the adventure of going into the jungle because there might be treasure out there. Right. That's in my genetic code. I'm an adventurer. I'm an explorer. I want to go. Let's go. There's gold in those hills.
Break through the waves, get into the blue ocean.
Oh, and you know what? It's gonna suck. You're gonna have to make a trail that doesn't exist. But if you can enjoy that process, man, you're more likely to find some treasure.
Right. Exploring the depths of the ocean. That's where you like to hang out.
Damn right.
One thing that this cyclical thing has taught me, if you like relate it to somebody like a Gandhi or Buddhism, or where you don't have too many highs and too many lows, right? Because if you're surfing, you got to do the hard ass work to paddle out there.
Yep.
Right? That's not easy.
No.
Like, you're sitting there, you got to put in and expend all that energy to go out there and wait. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait. And sometimes that perfect 10 out of 10 wave doesn't come.
Yeah.
Right? But on the magic moment that you're out there and you're positioned in line to catch that wave, that 10 out of 10, and you get up there and you start riding it in the tunnels perfectly.
Yeah.
And you're having the best time. Pew, 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 pew. Look at me throwing kisses out to the crowd. Like, you're in it, right?
Yeah.
You're shining.
Yeah.
But you also have to be able in that moment to let go of it. Because you know it's going to end.
Yeah, it doesn't last forever.
That wave isn't going to last forever.
No.
In fact, it is, the time that you're surfing is way less than all of the work and all of the waiting and everything you put in for that moment. And then you're back ashore. You have to restart.
Yes.
And that process is life. Like, it's so continual.
Yeah.
It's nonstop. And to enjoy it and see it in its entirety allows you to just be in it. Be in the moment. Enjoy the surf. Enjoy the time out there with the friends. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the birds, the dolphins that are swimming.
Yeah.
We have a saying, and it came from Vietnam. And the saying is big tuna.
Oh, yeah.
We were in Vietnam, cruising around, and when we travel, we really get into an element where we change our SIM cards. We rarely have contact with the outside world. We're exploring, adventuring. We're doing this thing that we don't know the end results. We're always living in the moment. And as we're walking around this area, we saw this guy, and he's just sitting there with a shit-eating grin on his face. And in Vietnam, there's a crazy amount of traffic and chaos and stuff that happens because it's a very full city. But this guy was just zoned in on his ice cream and licking it, and it's falling down his face.
Pure bliss.
And just in the most blissful state that we could have ever seen a human being. And on his shirt, it said big tuna.
Yeah.
And so whenever we receive a blissful moment, we're big tuna.
This is big tuna
we're
right
big
now.
tuna.
Yeah.
We are as happy as that guy was in that moment.
He was oblivious to his surroundings. He was totally immersed in the moment. He couldn't see us admiring the state that he was in because he was in the state.
Yes.
And that's big tuna.
That's big tuna.
That's big tuna.
Yes.
But I like the analogy of the waves. And while you were talking about this entire metaphor where you need to enjoy it while you catch it, first off, when you paddle out and exert all that energy, if you even want a chance to catch the wave, you have to try and practice and actually learn how to catch the wave.
Yeah.
And that's going to take a lot of failure, a lot of falling off, a lot of, missed it. And then you're going to catch it. And you're, whoa, I want to do that again. And you got that success. And it didn't come easy, but you got it. And then maybe the next day, there's a gnarly storm. Guess what? No, you're not going to go out there because there's chaos in nature, and it is not conducive to catching a wave right now.
Right.
Just like when it's completely calm and there's no waves, you're not going to be catching a wave. But can you be out in the middle of the ocean and enjoy the serene existence of being on a surfboard on a beautiful day with no wind and no waves? That can be blissful too.
Right.
That can be like catching a wave in a different way. But the best part that I like about this wave analogy is that it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, it might be a couple weeks from now. There's going to be more waves to catch.
Yeah.
There's going to be more opportunities for you to pursue. Mm-hmm. You might miss the opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah.
There's more out there.
And as you grow in all facets of your life, emotionally, with your relationships, with your business, the more skills you add to yourself, the more tools you add to your toolbox, the more experiences you see, the more cycles you see complete in front of your eyes, allows you to be more prepared for those waves. And from an entrepreneurial point of view, I'm starting to notice it more with us. Because we are gaining more awareness, we've been in business a lot longer, we've talked to a lot more people, more opportunities are starting to come to the table, right? We're seeing more of these waves that we could catch.
Yeah.
Some of them are still too big for us. We have no idea how to surf them.
Yep.
And like, they're not these 20-foot monsters that we wouldn't even dare touching right now.
No.
But
we're surfing.
We're surfing, and we're starting to see that we can catch more of these things and ride them out in these moments. And the time frame in between moments is starting to decrease, right?
We're catching more waves.
We're catching more waves. And when you have that ability, things snowball, like pushing a snowball down a mountain. It picks up and it builds and it builds and it builds till it's this giant wrecking ball, right? And that is so important to know, that to keep adding to yourself, keep being who you are, so that you magnetize the things to your life that turn you into that snowball, that wrecking ball, the surfer, right? That's going to catch the biggest wave. If you give up and you just hang out on the beach and you just drink too much beer, yeah, it's fun for a moment in time, but you could be missing some of the best moments.
And you could be watching people catch waves.
Right.
That you could be catching.
Saying, oh man, I wish I could do that. Yeah. Or there was a time where I thought I could be a surfer, but now I can't.
And professional surfers catch monster waves. Professional entrepreneurs, incredible businessmen, business women, business folk, they catch big waves. They bring in monster opportunities.
Yeah. And if you are a person who's like, man, I can't even begin to imagine how to surf, and I'm going to actually even bring this specifically to surfing. We know a gentleman by Joshua the Jedi.
Yes.
He practices martial arts. He also is
a champion surfer.
And he's blind.
Blind, yes.
Completely blind. And he goes out and surfs
big waves
in the ocean. Like, couldn't even imagine how to swim in the ocean, let alone surf in the ocean without my vision, because it's beyond my understanding, right? He has this ambition and this drive to do things and not let his vision slow him down. And he does things that some people look at with their full capabilities and wish they could do.
Such an inspiration.
Such an inspiration. And it shows me that nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
Right? You got to play the game.
Yes.
In order to achieve anything. And when you fight it too, like you go out there and you're like, I'm not going to play the game. I'm just going to swim out there and do my own thing. Mm-hmm. That waves in the water will smash you and drag you along the bottom.
Yes.
Right? Life has a way of telling you what you should be doing if you're listening. It shows you the areas that are working if you're quiet enough to see them. It rewards you in certain ways. It connects you with certain people. It shows you success in areas when you're doing the right thing. If you can observe those micro wins that happen when you're positioned, you just keep with the metaphor, you're bored in the right direction, you begin to learn faster and grow faster. And for us on this journey of entrepreneurship, like, we saw that we did something. I know, damn, there's a few people that like this. We helped some people. You know, people were grateful for that. It felt good. Things that were these little...
Let's do more of that.
Cookie crumbs.
Yes, yeah. Here, follow the trail.
When we started, we could have never imagined what this is right now.
We were too busy posting stick pics on the internet.
Right? But we followed these little cookie crumbs, and I hope that for us in the future, right? Because we'll never arrive. We'll never surf the perfect wave. There's always going to be a better one.
Yep.
I hope that we continue to follow these cookie crumbs that the universe is laying out for us and keep growing in the way that it wants us to. Keep riding the waves that they want us to. Because the waves, we have no idea when they're coming, why they're coming, how they're coming.
Yep.
All we could do is to participate with them when they're there and in that moment.
That's it. That's exactly it. And often I feel like we put limitations on ourselves that prevent us from seeing those cookie crumbs. And we often keep repeating the same mistakes until we learn the lesson that breaks the cycles that are preventing our growth. That's where it comes down to awareness, being aware, and like they say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, trying something different. Maybe if I stand on my board a little differently, maybe I'm pedaling too hard, too fast. Get the timing right. Get it, and when you're on it, know how to pump, know how to
take it for everything.
And when you're riding it, there's nothing more liberating than being on a snowboard.
Yeah,
and you're on a powder day, and time slows down because you're making this monster snow tail. You're carving through a cloud. But you have put in the work to know how to do all those things so that when that moment arrives, you're ready to capitalize and experience that. The snow will fall again. But for everything to line up, you got to be ready to take advantage of it.
And I'm going to leave with a Budo Brothers challenge that's a bit more on the serious side, but hopefully we'll leave you with a positive note. Like life, people are waves too. They come and they go. My aunt passed away of cancer when she was young, right? Completely out of left field, unexpected. And it taught me that nothing is guaranteed, including people. So when you are with that person or with people that are closest to you in your life, know too that their wave expires and you don't know when that is. So in that moment, pump the wave and take it for everything it's worth, because it's not guaranteed.
And enjoy the hell out of it.
Absolutely.
Lovely challenge.
Until next week.
Until next week.